God, Sony can just not stop taking these L's this year. And 2025 seems to be a huge year for gaming in general, especially for smaller indie dev. But for these larger AAA companies, it just seems to be a brick wall at every left turn that they make. Sony's case, especially, seems to be eager to avoid another Concord level flop, concealing 2 unannounced live service PlayStation games, which we all remember how Concord went. But in this case, their upcoming game, Marathon, well, I'm going to tell you today why I am not going to be playing that game at all. I'm not going to make any videos on it. It's not going to be in my list because of what they did. As you guys have probably all already heard, past couple of weeks, a huge drama came out about Marathon stealing their, not just like some artwork here and there, their entire art style was basically ripped off of an artist on Twitter with one of their major art leads, which is just sad, which you don't do that. That's just copyright to a whole nother level. This is the thing that all our high school teachers told us not to do. And these are the guys that didn't listen to them. You don't plagiarize. Just don't. It's not that hard. But in Sony's case, everybody's been talking about this article right here. It's talking about how they're delaying Marathon and Sony's canceling all paid marketing plans for Marathon because of this huge drama. I can only assume that Bungie just thought that they could steal all of this artwork, and then if it turns out and people discover it, that they'll just get a slap on the wrist, pay the artist a little bit here, and then, push it under the rug. People won't make a big deal out of it. That's probably what was going on in their heads. But now that it's a big deal because you stole your entire art style from this guy off of Twitter, Sony decided to step in and cancel all paid marketing plans for Marathon, which, if you guys remember Concord, that was one of the things that I talked about. Nobody knew about the game. Nobody heard about it. Like the advertising for the game was just so mediocre compared to like the budget for the animations and stuff. And guess what? It had its closed alpha test recently, which if we go to the Steam charts and check out, it didn't do so good when it came out. Marathon's closed alpha when it came out on 23rd of April had a peak of 6,900 players. Which, granted, it was a closed alpha and they did have a certain limited amount of keys. They didn't give many keys out. I didn't even give it a key, but still, this is your closed alpha, 69. You can imagine now that if this game decides to launch with no marketing budget, what the player count would be. Now a lot of people have been saying that Marathon's been canceled, but it's not actually being canceled. It's too far into development, I think. Companies have axed games like this in the past where they're like so close to being done, but like this is just way too far in. I feel this is just like an anecdotal thing that they have to release this game at this point, no matter at what cost. If they're able to get just a little bit out of it, they might go the free-to-play route now that nobody would want to buy the game because they stole the assets. Why would I pay a company who plagiarized their stuff off of someone else? That just seems like immoral, even though that's basically how every single purchased good in the United States is. Like most of the stuff is imported from China anyways, which is knocked off of, ripped off of some other company. And the thing that sucks the most about this, and that's something that gets overlooked most of the time when discussing things like this, is that the people who are going to pay the price are not going to be the people on top who are mostly probably responsible for what happened. The people who are going to face the consequences are the people down below, the expendables, the devs, the people who probably put in countless hours, love, passion, sweat, blood, and tears into this game, developing it so that they can further their career, are probably going to be hit with layoff. I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of layoffs coming Bungie's way, aimed towards the people who are in the cubicles, cut the fat, try to save the company type style. So unfortunately, it sucks for them, and that's something that gets overlooked in situations like these. Now, if I'm speaking truthfully now, I am so glad that I didn't get invited to that closed alpha test. I'm so glad that I didn't have a chance to make a video on it, like actual gameplay video. I am so glad that they accidentally protected me from making a video that I would have regretted. Thank you. I wouldn't want to promote a game that's basically stealing and knocking off not all their assets, but most of their assets, stealing from other people. I don't want to promote a game like that, which is why I am not going to be playing this game. I had a thought in the back of my mind that when this game came out, I would possibly buy it because, it just looked interesting to me just to play it on my personal time, but also to make a couple videos here and there. I love the extraction genre, and this game I could actually make a couple videos on it. But now, hell no. I'm keeping my paws off of this game. This isn't me telling you what to do. It's your wallet. You do whatever the hell you want to do with the game. Out of everything that happened in this whole Marathon storyline, I think the greatest thing, ironically, the coolest thing and the best thing that happened is that now Arc Raiders is primed to completely dominate